Hi, welcome to Chili's.
We all miss Vine terribly, especially my friend Allie, who quotes Vines pretty religiously. So I built her this, the Vine machine.
Oh my god, this is the best thing you've ever built!
It's basically just a box, and when you pull the string, it quotes a random Vine.
And they were roommates.
God, they were roommates.
It's some scrap wood, and inside there are some USB speakers and a Raspberry Pi, which is just a miniature computer. When you plug it in, it boots up, it takes about 30 seconds, and then it's ready to go.
I brought you frankincense. Thank you. And I brought you myrrh. Thank you. Murder.
Here's how I built it and what happened.
Judas.
I started out with a Raspberry Pi, which is a small computer that you can pick up online for about $30. You're also going to want a pair of USB speakers with one of these headphone jacks. It plugs right into the Raspberry Pi and lets you play audio from it. You'll also need an SD card for the operating system and a power supply, which is just a standard USB micro. I downloaded and flashed the Raspbian Lite operating system, and then plugged it into the Raspberry Pi, connected a computer monitor, and a keyboard. When everything's connected, you're gonna power up the Raspberry Pi and configure a couple basic things. I turned on SSH so I could transfer code from my computer onto it, but you can write the code on the Raspberry Pi itself as long as you have a keyboard and a monitor. The key to making this project work are these GPIO pins, general purpose input and output. You can connect these pins to a switch and listen for whether or not someone has tripped that switch. I picked up one of these wholesale. It's a pull switch for, I think, a motorized fan or a ceiling fan, and it works just as well. I connected the switch to the Raspberry Pi, so every time it pulls, my code senses that a pull has happened, and then plays a random Vine sound effect over the speakers that are connected. The code itself is pretty simple. Once a switch has been detected, it then chooses a random Vine in a folder and plays that Vine over the USB speakers. The hardest part about this project will be setting up the audio on the Raspberry Pi, and for that, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I struggle with it myself, and I had to ask a friend smarter than me. I then used a bunch of scrap wood and pieced everything together with hot glue and some random screws. Once it was assembled, I painted it and then drew the Vine logo on the outside, and we were ready to go.
Oh no.
There we go, yeah. We brought you here for an ulterior motive.
Yeah. Me?
Yes.
I don't like not being in on the joke, you guys.
Do you like me best? Do you like me more than Heather?
It's behind you.
Keep going. Allie, touch it. Do I pull?
Yes.
Two bros chilling in the hot tub, 5 feet apart cause they're not gay.
Oh my god, this is the best thing you've ever built!
Just for the
Judith.
Adam.
I forgot that.
I can't believe you've done this.
Allie ended up loving her gift, and it was really fun to build. And that's pretty much it. If you'll excuse me, I've got to get to Del Taco. I've heard they've got a new thing called
Free Shavakadoo! Free Shavak!